today's session, I'm going to be sharing on how you can support teenage wellness. Okay, I think those of you who are here, you're here because you have a teenage daughter or a son. They enter the teenage years very fast, I would say, and then suddenly you feel, hey, who is this boy or girl living in my home, not answering to me, buat tak tahu je, tanya pun tak nak jawab, always in the room, quiet, not wanting to communicate. Some teenagers go through a period of isolation, and of course now with the pandemic, it's been hard, and sometimes they do not want to share their feelings, their emotions, and everything is just, simpan dalam hati saja. So I don't think that is good. And of course, as parents, it is always encouraged and recommended that we keep the lines of communication open, because they also have feelings and needs, just as we as parents also have feelings and needs. And sometimes we need a reminder that we were a teenager once upon a time juga kan. Just that sometimes we forget how it was, and it's good to just remember that things are also hard for them. So it's good to be able to probably bridge the gap, have open lines of communication, so that they are able to verbalize and tell you what's happening, what they are feeling without being judged. They are looking for support, they're looking for guidance. And this is the time where the hormones also start to kick in, because the teenager is one of the first stepping stones to becoming an adult, which is quite soon, I would say. So let me introduce myself. I'm Kavitha. I'm a pharmacist for the past 18 years and a doTERRA essential oil user for the past 7 years. My boys now are teenagers. They are 15 and 13. And it was once upon a time that they were shorter than me, but one is taller than me and heavier than me now already lah. So my journey with essential oils basically started 7 years ago, because I wanted something to support my youngest, who is a leukemia survivor. At that point, he went through chemotherapy. He was diagnosed at 16 months as a baby for leukemia. And after 2.5 years or so of treatment, he was ready to face the world, going to kindergarten, and with a very compromised immune system, falling sick, going through all that trauma of going back to hospital and so on. This is when I started using essential oils to support his system. Whether you use essential oils or not, it is not a cure for any illness. It is a supportive tool that is safe, natural, and many times if you use it right, it's very affordable. If you use it right, you're guided to use these oils in a very proactive manner. The key word is being proactive when it comes to healthcare. So in looking at health and wellness, we cannot run away from the basic of good health. The first thing you will see is eating right. As teenagers, I think if you have a teenager, you know that they are constantly hungry, because there's a growth spurt. Every 3 hours, they want to eat something. Every 2 hours, they want to eat something. And with the pandemic since last year, at breakfast they ask you what's for lunch. At lunch they ask you what for tea. At tea they ask you what for dinner. Then at dinner they ask you what's for breakfast tomorrow. That's what I'm going through. So the growth spurt is there. This is a time where you need to establish good eating habits, the kinds of food they should be prioritizing, because being a teenager once upon a time, we also know how we are swayed by advertisements and what the media is asking us to eat and what our friends are eating. You see, so a lot of times these may not be very nutritious for their growth. So eating right is a must. Exercising to move the body, it stabilizes their hormones, their focus, their emotions, especially also supporting stress. Teenagers are also under a great deal of stress. Though we as parents, we think, hey, we all more stressed than you. Your job is just to study and do your homework and all these things only, right? But the fact is, there is a lot of stress, a lot of worry in their mind as well. Exercise is useful. Okay. Third is resting and managing stress. Rest. Some teenagers are not getting enough sleep. They are staying up way past their bedtime, probably doing work or on the phone or on the gadget or watching movie, I don't know. So we need to be able to guide them to support their rest and sleep. There must be good quality sleep, because this sleep, no matter you're a teenager, adult, or an elderly, This is when your body rests, it rejuvenates, it detoxifies, it does all the housekeeping that it's supposed to do when you are at rest. So getting that good quality deep sleep, clocking in the hours, teenagers, I believe, is about 8 to 9 hours if you're looking at that age, some even 9 to 11 hours. And of course, if they go to bed at 1 a.m., don't count from 1 a.m. lah. They need to be in bed rightfully by 10 or 11 p.m., I would say, for a teenager. Okay? Reducing the toxic load, I'm going to share a bit about how we can start to educate our young children on using personal care products that are safe for their body. This is the age where they start learning how to wash their face properly. They start realizing they have body odor. They realize that their feet stink. They realize that their face is getting oilier. They have acne, they have pimples, things that they never thought would happen. It's happening. So they need to be guided on safe, natural products being applied on the skin, because the skin is the largest organ on our body, and whatever you apply on it, 70% gets absorbed into the system. This is going to cause a lot of havoc, especially with hormones. For ladies, we have a lot of xenoestrogens coming in from the personal care products, because as girls we know, even teenagers, they start using makeup, they have perfume, all these may be synthetics there, okay, not to mention your hair care, your body care, and all those things coming in. So all these bits and pieces there are all adding on to the body burden. We call it toxic body burden in our teenagers, and many of them end up with issues like focus or irregular periods or getting their menstrual far earlier than most others would be. Of course, there could be other factors like the food that they're eating as well. We know these days our food is highly contaminated, and eating clean is getting a bit difficult. It has to be done very mindfully, I would say, right? Informed self-care, this is where you also come in to help them to support informed self-care. If they are not well, what should they do? Who should they seek? A physician, a doctor? These are things that as they grow, we also guide them. Of course, washing hand, wearing mask, all that, now everybody knows how to do quite well. Okay, so this is a quick summary of the body burden that we may be exposing ourselves and of course our teenagers, since we all stay in the same house through inhalation. Is your house highly fragranced with perfumes, artificial fragrance you're spraying on your furniture or your curtain, or you have got candles with scent? Some houses, they love to burn a candle to have that aroma. Is that synthetic? Because anything synthetic, man-made, means an additional body burden. Number 2, again, I mentioned about skin absorption. Look into starting them on good, clean skincare if possible. The earlier, the better. Okay. The other thing is, of course, we are looking into cleaning products. I believe that at a teenage stage, they should already start doing or cleaning up after themselves as well. This is what I teach my boys to do. They do housework, they wash their plates, they mop the floor for me, they even wash the toilet. So all these things that we are using in home, our cleaning products, are they safe enough for our teenagers to hold it? Or are you still holding on to washing all this? Cleaning up is your job and you're wearing gloves to do it, because those are toxins. Commercial cleaners have a lot of toxic carcinogenic ingredients. If you look at the label and Google, you'll be very surprised that these are the things that big brands are using. And therefore, if you want to safeguard the health and wellness of your teenager, not just your teenager, but for yourself, again, we're all staying in the same place, breathing the same air, walking on the same floor, it is good to start cleaning up right away. Slowly but surely you will get there, right? So this is my quick summary on what I believe our teenagers need support with once they start that age where they are a bit of in a limbo, physically changing, emotionally also feel different, mentally also evolving, I would say. So they need support with mental focus, especially now when every teenager has a gadget. Sure, got one gun, cannot help it, everything is online. Are they feeling frazzled? They cannot focus because they feel that they are not able to just get things done, sit down and get things done, instead of their mind just wandering around and doing 100 things at one time. Okay, focus is important. Number two, mood management. Do you have a teenager that is moody, who doesn't talk? If you ask a question, it is a yes or no, or no answer, or just a and then walk off. Also I know many of them who are like that. Some do not want to talk, they feel moody, they feel grumpy. Restful sleep, are they having issues with that? Hormonal support, not just for our young girls, but boys as well. They are going through a growth spurt. Skin remedies, like I mentioned, the body odor, the acne, the oil. Some of them don't even wash their hair well, that you can see acne or dandruff as well. I have parents coming to me telling me about this. Okay, non-toxic personal care products, as good hygiene comes in, and supporting growing pains, because as they grow, they may have aches and discomforts. Okay, if they are mild aches and discomforts, we can help them with essential oil. But if you find that your child is complaining about pain that is quite moderate to severe for a prolonged time, then it's good to see a physician to find out why that's happening, to rule out any other issues. So let's get back to how we can use essential oils to support our young adults or teenagers. What is an essential oil? Essential oil are basically plant essences. There is no animal byproduct, and they basically come from either the seed, bark, flower, root, or stem, all plant-based. And essential oils have been used from the beginning of time by humans, because there were no pharmaceuticals, there were no medication in pill. Everything was herb, flower, root, something like that, throughout all civilizations, right? So in this essential oil market, the industry, we realize that it is not regulated by anyone. There is no one overseeing the quality or purity. So anyone, including you and me, we can all come up with our own bottle of essential oil, our own brand of essential oil. Label it pure and you can sell it. Nobody is going to test it to know whether it's pure or not. However, you, as a customer now, you're going to invite these oils into your home. And just as I did 7 years ago, coming to 8 years already, I was very concerned about purity, because I'm a pharmacist. And of course, I deal with medications, supplements, and so on. But purity is very important, because if it's not pure, if it's adulterated by other things, then it's not going to work, number one. Number two, it's going to be toxic instead of helping you in any way. And number three, that was not what I wanted, right? So when we look at the industry, these are the 4 kinds of grades. Just like you buy, let's say you go and, if you buy anything, there are grades toward it, okay? If you look at durian, durian again. If you look at musang king, we consider it, wow, this is like a really good grade, okay? So in the market, generally, is the synthetic form that you will find most of the time in your personal care product. Let's say your body wash, lavender body wash, or your shampoo. If you look at the ingredients, it will usually say perfume, fragrance, or perfume. It will not likely say lavender essential oil, okay? So synthetic means it's man-made, and actually it's not an essential oil. It is a chemical product, I would call it, to mimic the aroma of a whatever plant. And of course, the aroma is not the same lah, kan? But if you have never been exposed to what a real essential oil smells like, and I think that was what I also experienced, when I first smelled doTERRA lavender, it was nothing like lavender that I have in my memory, So this was like, oh my God, I have been using a non-lavender for so long thinking it's lavender. Okay, so that it makes a lot of difference. Number 2 is the food grade, found in our baked goods and stuff. Number 3 is the therapeutic grade, meaning it gives you some health benefit. And finally, doTERRA comes in with the CPTG grade. This term CPTG, it's known as Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade or Certified Pure Tested Grade. It is coined by doTERRA because they found that there is no one governing the essential oil market. So anybody can come up with a bottle. And they decided, hey, why don't we come up with this term why don't we do research and why don't we show people that this is what you're supposed to be using? Okay, this is what you must know before you invite essential oils into your home. Regardless of what brand you want to buy outside, know that these are basic things that you need to know about your oil. Number one, where are these plants coming from? Okay, are there chemicals and pesticides used in growing these plants? Are these plants grown in a plot of land side by side, lavender, lemon, peppermint, and then harvested and distilled? Because isn't that essential oil as well? It is, isn't it? But there's a lot of difference. Production practices. What are the tests that are being done? Are there tests being done? Or they just say there is test, but we cannot show you the result. There is test, but I don't know what the result is like. Is that the answer that they would give you? And how many tests are done? Which part of the processing? Is it from the beginning and towards all throughout in stages and right to the end? Or is it just certain parts only are tested? This is also another important thing to know. Storage and handling, I would say most companies who are producing essential oils, it is always glass and amber bottle. Okay, the amber tint is there to protect the essential oils from sunlight. Going back to doTERRA, the oils come from all over the world. It is a lot of work, I would say. Instead of you can just grow everything in one plot of land, kan? No, it doesn't work that way. You see, these plants come from all over the world, number one, because this is where they grow naturally in abundance. For example, lavender essential oil, almost everybody knows lavender essential oil. Any essential oil user will most probably have lavender because it's one of the most commonly used essential oil in the world, right? Now, 80% of lavender essential oil in the market was found to be adulterated. Adulterated means, number one, it's probably a little bit of pure lavender oil and the rest is a carrier oil. Or number two, it was not even pure at all. Or number three, there was some pure lavender oil and the rest is synthetically fragrance lavender oil added. Okay, so now you don't really know whether you're holding your bottle of lavender. Is it really lavender or not? Okay, good question, and it's something that you need to ask. Even in the species of lavender, when you buy doTERRA oils, the species is printed on the bottle. It's Lavender angustifolia. This particular species in France apparently has the highest linalool content. They went around doing research and getting samples back. So this is why doTERRA gets lavender mainly from that part of the world. A very easy example I always quote is, when you want to eat durian in Penang, we always go to Balik Pulau. This is where we call our CPTG durian is. The durian is absolutely wonderful. I think most of you who have tried, you would agree. So if you decide that you would want to plant this durian tree in another part of the world, it's not likely you're going to get that same quality of durian. Mainly because the soil, the temperature, the weather is totally different. So now you understand why your doTERRA lavender is 140 ringgit and not 25 ringgit or 30 ringgit. It makes a whole world of difference. Because of this high linalool content in the lavender, you only use 1 or 2 drops. Have you ever experienced using lavender? You just need to use 1 drop of doTERRA lavender and it is so potent, right? And it is so pure. If you have experienced it, you will know what I'm talking about. So, not to bore you, these are some of the tests that are done, but in total, I would like to tell you that there are 40 over tests done in doTERRA itself, and over 10 tests done third party. Third party means it's not affiliated with doTERRA at all. They are on their own. Okay, so again, let's go back to purity. We say that doTERRA oils is pure, right? Okay, so how do we know it's pure lah? So when you buy your doTERRA oil, your single oils, let's say you have lemon. Lemon is a very common oil that we use a lot of, mainly for focus, cleansing the air and the immune system. It's a citrus oil. All you have to do is look at the bottom of the bottle. At the base, there will be a 7-digit batch number. So you go to this website and you key in that batch number. This we call it a GCMS test result. This is just one test that is a basic lah. Okay, any essential oil company, they must do this test. But again, as I mentioned, doTERRA does over 40, over 50, over tests, different kinds of tests to ensure that it is absolutely pure and potent. But this is one of the most basic tests that has to be done. And the third-party testing is done by APRC, Aromatic Plant Research Center. This is like serum. It is totally on its own, and it's not affiliated to doTERRA. So any company can send their essential oils there to get their bottles of oil tested. Okay, so you will get a GCMS test result. This is the bottom of the bottle, the base, and you get your 7-digit. And you will get, this is what a GCMS test looks like, right? For you and me, we may not be able to decipher this test result, but this is to assure you that it is absolutely pure. And if you are buying essential oils from any other company, you have a right to ask for their GCMS test. It is not a secret, because you want to know whether it's absolutely pure or not. You know, many times people tell me, oh, you know, if I buy gold, they need to have a certificate. It's the same thing with essential oil. You know, as gold, when you buy gold, you put it on yourself just to look good and feel good. But essential oil, you're going to be inhaling it. You are going to be sometimes even cooking with it. You are also going to be applying it on yourself and on your children. So I think it's important for me that I know my oils are pure. So this is something that you would want to ponder about as well. These are some of the websites that I use when I do research. PubMed is mainly a very scientific kind of research page. You can key in any kind of essential oil. If lavender, you key in lavender angustifolia, all kinds of research all over the world, all there. Aromatic science, if you want to know how oils work, the way they do, science will explain it to you. What plants have known, science is now discovering. It's amazing, right? Okay, so how do we use oils to support our young teenagers? Number one, the easiest way I tell them is to diffuse, because you know, as teenagers, sometimes you tell them, hey, I make roller for you. You apply lah here 3 hourly, 4 hourly. It's most likely lah, I tell you from experience with my 2 boys, that they will remember. They won't. Frankly, they won't remember. So the easiest way for a mother is to diffuse. Okay, this is why in my home, the diffuser is on from morning. Okay, I have a diffuser in my living area. Morning when I wake up, I will start diffusing. Basically, I love citrus oils and peppermint. Okay, these two always support the emotions. It keeps them feeling uplifted, happy. You know, we've been home for so long, kan? Everybody needs that lah. Okay, so diffuse and everybody gets to inhale it. If they are doing work in their room, then we have a diffuser in their room as well. Because now kan all school is online, but we have a school holiday right now. Okay, so when you diffuse, everybody gets to breathe. This is the easiest way, because nobody can say I don't want to breathe, right? It affects emotions, behavior, memory, and even sleep. So we have oils for different usages. What is your intention when you want to use the oil in the morning? Is it to keep them happy? Is that to keep them balanced? Evening, is it to help them sleep, to wind down? Use whatever oils that call to you. The other way is, of course, to put oils directly on their hand and inhale and exhale through the nostril, right? So a diffuser is a must. I would say if you don't want to get a doTERRA diffuser, though I highly recommend a doTERRA diffuser. My petal diffuser is 7 years old now, and I got it actually in a bundle pack. So it's practically free, and it's still working very well. Right? So I find that that's really good value for money. If you don't want one, you can always buy any other brand of ultrasonic diffuser out there in the market. Try to get something with a timer setting so that you get a longer period of coverage. It's intermittent anyway, it's not continuous. So it's fine. With doTERRA oils in a standard size room, you need about 2 to 4 drops only. It's not a lot. Do not use a lot of essential oils thinking that more is better. With doTERRA oils, less is more. When you are using your diffuser, please do not use your air purifier at the same time. because your air purifier will cuci all your essential oil out of the air. Hence, nobody will be inhaling essential oil. Please remember, if you have aircon, you can use with aircon. But if you have new version of aircon, yeah, they have the haze mode, switch that one off as well, so that your oils are there and you can support everyone. Number 2 is topical application. That means you have to apply it on the skin. When we apply oils on the skin, we must always dilute the essential oil. This is the correct way of using essential oil. It may seem like an extra step, but this is the safe way, this is the correct way, and this is the economic way of using essential oils. If you choose not to dilute your oils, for some, the reaction is almost immediate. There will be a rash, a tingling, or a burn sometimes, because everybody's skin is different. Number 2, it may be something that comes up after a week or two, right? And of course, the oils cannot even go deep into the skin because they are very volatile. They need a carrier oil to basically, something heavy molecule to carry the essential oil into the skin. Okay, this is how it works in a very effective manner. So always dilute your oils with a carrier oil. doTERRA recommends fractionated coconut oil because there is no odor, there is no coconut smell, it's not oily. I'm sure many of you here have used fractionated coconut oil. It's not greasy, tak melekat, tak melekit, tak ada bau, and it doesn't stain your clothes as well. Very comfortable to use in our hot and humid weather. Dilution, if you're going to use it on your palm, let's say you have your child is having a bit of a cough, then you may use 1 drop of essential oil of choice, probably about 10 drops of your fractionated coconut oil, and then apply on the chest, on the back, and on the throat. If you're going to be making a roller, a 10 ml roller, then for a teenager, you may start with 10 drops of essential oil. The rest is carrier oil up to the neck of the bottle. You see, it's very little oil, that essential oil that we use mostly is the carrier oil. That's the safe way, and it's very economic. That's why I always tell people that when you use essential oil, you save a lot of money. You don't have to buy so many things, over-the-counter products, to support each and every individual issue that you may face at home, from a tummy ache to a skin irritation, to a cut, to a wound, to a mosquito bite, to supporting the immune system, to aches and discomforts. Everything is there in the kit. You just need to use it only. And then if it still doesn't work, then you can take the next step of going to get help outside. Because for now, nobody wants to go to the hospital, isn't it? Okay. The third way is consumption. It is not a must, but if you do, for teenagers, if you're putting it into their food, let's say cooking pasta, you add a drop of oregano, that's fine. You're baking butter cake or chocolate cake, you add in a drop of lemon or peppermint, that's fine. Okay, we don't have to add it into a cup of water for them to drink. It's not necessary if there is no need for that. Right. So let's look into the main issues that our teenagers need our help. How many of your teenagers look like this? All right, they need support with focus and motivation to do homework. This is a good one. So oils for focus and motivation, mainly I love to use peppermint for my children. Peppermint, lemon, wild orange, frankincense, rosemary. Motivate is now relabeled as encourage. That's a beautiful blend as well. The other one is doTERRA Intune. This one is called the Focus Blend. You need to dilute it in a 10 ml roller, 20 drops or 1 ml. Coconut oil, and apply at the base of the neck, behind the head, temple of the head as well, to support focus and to sort of calm them down and yet feel good at the same time. To diffuse, you can choose oils like, okay, if you like peppermint, you can diffuse peppermint. You may want to combine with wild orange, you can combine with rosemary. Choose something that you like and your teenagers like as well. When the oils are inhaled, they basically go directly into your brain because your nose is very sensitive and there's no way you can close your nose for long or else you just die, right? So you need to breathe anyway, and this is the easiest subtle way to support their emotions and their focus. Mood management, if you find that your teenager is displaying issues of feeling moody, not responding to you, sort of secluded, you may want to try uplifting oils. Same as for focus, peppermint, wild orange, lemon, grapefruit, bergamot, all these are uplifting citrus oils. You see, the time when you start diffusing, it's not like immediately they cheer up and then, it's not magic, okay? Please don't expect this magic thing to happen. It's very subtle, but continue doing it on a consistent basis. I have been diffusing these oils, I will tell you, consistently, more consistently since MCO last year because everybody is at home, kan. And I realize if I do not diffuse it for a couple of days, I can sense that the emotions are a bit unbalanced. So this is why I continue to diffuse it every morning, that oils that I like in the morning for them. And at night when they sleep, I still diffuse oils that are calming and grounding because I find that they are more balanced and they seem more humane, if there's a word like that, when they are using or when they are inhaling these oils for a prolonged period of time. Okay, but I will also share with you how you can add things into their products later lah. For stress, there's lavender. If you have boys, they may not like lavender, so you can use balance, you can use frankincense. These are beautiful. If you're getting Buddha wood this month, the Evolve kit is still available. This is a very nice woody grounding oil. I think boys would like it. Girls also may like it. You may want to combine and diffuse it. Very, very nice. Restful sleep. A lot of teenagers are battling inability to sleep. These are caused by many issues actually. Number one, the change of environment. The norm that they used to know is not normal. They may be missing their friends, anxious about school, anxious about exams, especially if it's an exam year. They may be having a lot of changes with friends, not meeting up, not going out, just at home looking at mommy and daddy every day. These things can cause a lot of stress, and this inbuilt, always again using gadgets and being online or on social media for a prolonged period of time does affect the mental well-being as well. So it will be good to also start limiting hours that they spend on social media, because like it or not, subconsciously it does affect them and us as adults as well. So for restful sleep, I would recommend you, number one, set down your time for them to go to bed. It has to be a routine. I do that with my teenagers until now, so that we do not deviate and end up, with sleeping very late, because it just messes up the whole day the next day as well. And I always tell them and I try to explain to them, you see, we are in a pandemic and we must always prioritize our health and our sleep, because when we don't sleep well, our immune system will not be robust as well. You cannot focus. You feel terrible. Your mood is just not good. You can feel it yourself. So looking at all this, I still make sure that they get to bed on time. To start giving the body a signal to wind down, you may want to consider diffusing oils half an hour before they go into bed. Choose oils that they like. Some may like lavender. Lavender peace is a combination. Lavender, vetiver, marjoram, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, and a few other oils I can't remember, but beautiful, beautiful combination, this one. The third one is balance. This is more of woody oils. A lot of boys tend to like these woody oils. Frankincense, whole wood, blue tansy, blue tansy, and a couple of other oils as well. Cedarwood is also nice. This is grounding, almost like pencil shaving kind of aroma. It's beautiful on its own if you like it. If not, combine it with lavender, frankincense, zen. This is very zen oil, goes directly into your limbic system, the oil for meditation and calming. Easy air I use quite a bit because my younger one has these sinus issues every morning. So to prevent that from happening, I would usually diffuse easy air on its own. Is also good for restful sleep, even though it is known as a respiratory support blend. You can combine easy air with lavender. You can combine easy air with lavender peas, also sangat sedap. Or you can also combine easy air with frankincense. Choose what your teenager likes. This is something you need to communicate and discuss. Right, so let's look at our young girls, because this is when they start to have their menses, their period. It's a time of great discomfort for some young ladies. I know quite a number who have quite severe cramps, and before that, the PMS that sets in a week before they start to menstruate, that tummy cramp, breast feeling sore, the mood is not good, they feel just not themselves sometimes. So this is where you as a mom can start supporting them for their hormone balancing. This does not add or subtract any hormones in your teenager, and this is not a blend to use if you find that, when we start menstruating, sometimes our cycle is not quite up, it's not quite regular yet. Sometimes it will be 2 months once or 3 months once. This is not to be used to induce period. This is meant to be used daily to give your body that balance, that homeostasis, so that the periods will start to become regular. Therefore, when you get Clary Calm, this is already pre-blended, but it's neat, undiluted. You still need to dilute it in a 10 ml roller. 20 drops or 1 ml of Clary Calm in a 10 ml roller. Top up with your fractionated coconut oil until the neck of the bottle. And encourage your young daughter to apply it at the lower abdomen after shower, of course, twice a day after shower. At the pulse points also, because it supports stress and mood management. And she may also want to apply at the side of the neck throughout the day, 3-4 hourly. It helps to bring balance. And of course, as mom, you should also be using it, because this is an oil for any woman from the beginning towards the end, perimenopause, menopause. It just continues to support your hormones, that support your stress, that support your sleep, that support your mental well-being. So you can see this one blend does a lot of things. I also have amazing feedback from those using Clary Calm. They find that they can get to bed much faster, especially if you have young teenage girls who tell you that I'm very tired, but I cannot fall asleep, mommy. It is because of the very high levels of spiking stress levels in their body, cortisol. Just as us women or men also have cortisol, it's a stress hormone. If it is left unregulated, it will cause issues like this, difficulty to fall asleep. So if your daughter has a tool that is safe and natural, and she can just apply 3 to 4 hourly, start the diffuser half an hour before going to bed, problem solved. Easy, isn't it? Right. So next we look into pain, aches and discomforts, and sports recovery for our young ones who are playing sports. doTERRA Deep Blue is the first one to look out for, because this is a soothing blend to support any kind of ache and discomfort, pain, whether it's muscle, bone, tendon, joint. This is the one. Dilute it well with your carrier oil and apply at the affected area. Even for period pain, you can use it at the lower ab or the lower back. Sometimes our daughters do have pain there as well, just like us lah. Then if you want to enhance the effect, you can use a hot towel, a hot pack, those gel packs. Put it on, because the heat will drive the essential oils deeper into the system as well. If you have the basic kit, these oils are there: lavender, frankincense, deep blue, peppermint. All can be used. Aroma Touch is not in the family kit, but this is an additional oil that is beautifully blended. It's known as the massage blend, but it's not just for massage. It goes beyond that. For stress also can. If you find that your teenager is having body ache from sports, whole body pain, then I would recommend you to do a foot soak. This is something that you also can do for yourself. Get some Epsom salt from the pharmacy, get a basin of water, 2 or 3 tablespoons of Epsom salt. They are high in magnesium. They support relaxation of your nerves and supports aches and discomforts. Add the essential oil that you want. Earlier I mentioned 2 drops, 3 drops. Ask them to soak their feet for about 20 minutes. That would be very helpful and they will have deep sleep after that. Next, let's go into skincare. This is the time when they have the oil production will start increasing a little bit at this time. You find that your teenager is having a bit of a shine, a bit of pimples popping up. So we need to start teaching them to cleanse their face well. You will be surprised that when I started my teenage boys, of course my elder one first lah kan, since he's elder, on a facial wash, I still saw that the skin didn't look quite cleansed. And when I asked him, did you wash your face? He said, yes, mommy, I washed my face. So I asked him, how do you wash your face? Because I assumed that he would know how to wash face like that. We all assume that. So he went to tell me that he just splashed water and then he pumped the facial wash and then he washed here. That's it. And then he just rinsed. So I was a bit shocked because this is the whole face and he's just washing here. You see, this is why advertisement is so strong. Because if you see those advertisements on TV, they show you they just wash here only, right? Then they splash water, dah bersih. Actually, that's not the right way. So I had to educate him, and this is something you may want to do also, because when you do it right the first time, they know how to do it from there onwards. So to be able to wet the face first, pump their cleanser on the palm, and then cheek, chin, forehead, circular motion slowly. Okay, this should take at least, I would say, maybe 20 to 30 seconds. Do it well because there's a lot of oil. You want to clear the clogged pores. So make sure it is done well and then only rinse off with water. Right? So doing it properly, doing it well, doing it right made a huge difference on my son's complexion, because generally here will be clogged, here will be clogged, and here a little bit clogged. It depends lah, some may have combination skin. So going into starting them on a good cleanser, this is the range for oily acne skin, right? So the HD Clear is a pump bottle. It's made convenient because you know why? Teenagers will not have the time to add water lah, foam lah, then they won't use at the end. So this one you just pump saja terus, foam, it's about 50-cent foam, terus massage, bilas, very easy. Number 2, if you think that they need a moisturizer, because sometimes oily skin also has dry areas, you may want to get the HD Clear moisturizer. The third bottle that you see actually in the middle, the short one, that is an essential oil blend. It needs to be diluted. Again, 20 drops, 10 ml roller with FCO. Apply at the spots only. It's a beautiful combination of oils to combat acne, blemishes, and even maskne, since we are wearing a mask for extended period of time, and especially when they go back to school, they'll be on a mask, with a mask for a long time. All that trapped dirt sometimes can cause issues. Use this before using the mask later on. If you have a young girl and you think that she needs a mask, as in a mud mask, this is something you can start her on. It's optional, it's not a must. If you find that skin is very oily and clogged, this mask for an adult, I would say it lasts almost 7 to 8 months, because just a very thin layer. This is not for dry skin, this is for oily skin or normal skin only, because when you use it, leave it on 3 minutes sahaja. Don't leave until cracked. Leave it 3 minutes and rinse off. It will clear the pores and tighten the skin to a certain extent. If you are having the basic kit at home and you have those issues on the skin, the acne and pimple, you may use tea tree essential oil. If it is just 1 or 2 spots, you can directly apply. But if you find that it's a large area, then dilution is a must. Okay, so I was Also sharing, and I informed you earlier on how you can sneakily add in essential oils into their system when they are not willing to apply it 3 to 4 hourly. The easiest way I found was to make a deodorant. So this is my son and his choice of essential oils. In our team, I have done a DIY perfume session before. If you have watched that, you know the technique of mixing a personalized perfume or a personalized deodorant for your family members. They have to choose the essential oil lah, because it's personalized kan. And as we all know, all these oils not only support our physical well-being, but they go deeper to support our emotions as well. The moment they touch your skin or you inhale, you cannot escape. The benefit is already there. Like it or not, the benefit is already there. So this combination of oils, even though it seems like, oh, tea tree is for, you know, antibacteria, to help with those armpits that are sweaty and smelly, they also help with the immune system. Frankincense, of course, has that grounding musky aroma, as in aroma, but it supports mood and stress. Okay, patchouli, musky aroma, but it also supports mood. So you see, the oils go beyond just making your child smell good. For young girls, sit down with them and make a perfume roller. They would love it because young girls kan suka perfume, right? They like to experiment with aroma. They will always be using your perfume or your lipstick or your makeup kan. We've all done that before, including me. So this is a great way to bond with your teenager and again give them something that is going to support their well-being beyond just smelling good. Another issue that you may face, but now with the prolonged pandemic, I think this one nobody is facing it, is those smelly shoe that you may have from your teenager. So if you want to be able to get rid of that smell, you may want to use, I would encourage you to use this combination, either On Guard or tea tree or lemon, or if you have doTERRA Purify, that would be another nice one. Put it in a cotton ball and just stuff it into the shoe to kill off whatever nasties and to give it a nice aroma as well. Instead of you having to go out to buy a spray just for that artificially fragrance and leaving residue that your child is going to be putting their feet into later on. Okay, now this last bit is actually about making some rollers. This is for you, yes, the parent, because handling a teenager sometimes can cause a lot of issues as well as a parent, right? So we also need to be able to respond well when your teenager is going through a rough patch. So you need to keep your cool. These are some of the combinations that I found to be very effective, but of course everybody is different. So the best one most of us love is the About to Lose My Cool. 5 drops of lavender peas and balance in a 10 ml roller. Top up with fractionated coconut oil. So for mom, you apply it at the inner wrist, at the side of the neck, 3 to 4 hourly. This will keep you calm, zen, collected to face whatever challenges you have. And at the same time, it also supports your stress and ability to fall asleep well. You know, as mothers, we have so many things to do at home, so many things to plan for the home, from cooking to education to finances to working. It's just a never-ending list that we have, and we shoulder that responsibility. So it is good that you use these oils and you find that you will feel a lot of difference after a couple of days. Again, it's not magic. It takes time. Consistency is very important when we talk about essential oils because these are not medications. Your body will metabolize these oils really fast. So apply it frequently. Diffuse it in your living space. You will feel the difference. Tame the Dragon. This one is a very nice one as well. Frankincense, bergamot, lavender. Bergamot is photosensitive. If you're applying it at your neck, do not go out and expose yourself to the sun, even if it means getting the laundry in, because it can cause a rash or irritation or a burn. Always apply it if you're not going out into direct sunlight. Okay, let it go. if you have pent up emotions, difficulty in forgiving and moving on, this doTERRA Forgive is a beautiful blend. Some find it very busuk, but ultimately it does what it's supposed to do. You may want to balance that forgive with frankincense. Very nice. Chill and think, again, as per the recipe there, wild orange, lavender, frankincense. This is a blend that you can use throughout the day actually when you need that support for yourself as a mother. So I've come to the end of the session. If you are not yet a doTERRA member and you're thinking of inviting essential oils into your home this month, in conjunction with doTERRA convention that is going on in USA now, we have an additional free oil here, clementine, which is a citrus oil. And again, citrus oil, usually the basics is happy feelings, immune system, digestive issues, and at times also clear breathing. But remember that this is a photosensitive oil. Do not apply and go out into direct sunlight. This first kit is value for money because it has the basics there and it comes with the diffuser. The diffuser alone is almost 300 ringgit. So you can see 660 is excellent value for money. If you count all these individually, is almost 1,000 over ringgit, right? So these are 15 ml bottles, which means 250 drops. The fractionated coconut oil is about 115 ml, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's a standard size, this big, not small. Okay. The next one, if you want bits and pieces of everything, is 5 ml, 85 drops. Beautiful combination as well. This is not just, I would say, for teenagers, but for any one of us who are adults. And I've had a couple of members who have bought this and gifted it to their parents, especially now with the prolonged MCO, they're not able to balik kampung. Elderly, they are also facing a lot of stress, aches and discomforts, as you know, with aging, inability to sleep, and those feelings of intense sadness. So this is a good one because very basic and parents can just open up to diffuse it. Again, I mentioned the easiest way is just diffuse. If you don't know how to use, just diffuse an appropriate essential oil. You cannot go wrong. Okay. These other two are value for money as well. Family kit, the top 10 oils, all are 5 ml, 85 drops with a clementine there. This one covers 90% of family usage, from immune system, cuts and burns, wounds, digestive issues, and so many other things, even green cleaning. I shared a family wellness session just last week. If you are keen to get the recording, you can go to my YouTube channel. It is there. It's filed up there. It's free. You can just watch to know how to use these top 10 oils. On the right is the home essential kit. This is the most economic set to get, 15 ml, except for deep blue, which is always 5 ml with a child-proof lock. And the exciting part is actually the Immortelle. doTERRA Immortelle is known as an anti-aging blend, but this afternoon, I shared a bit about Immortelle going beyond good skin. It helps with focus, it helps for immune system, it helps for self-love, it also helps with any kind of skin issue that you may be having. And of course, dilute it, again, 20 drops, 10 ml roller with FCO. That one Immortelle will give you 10 rollers, which will last you for 1 year, roughly for 1 year, some even more than 1 year. And of course, as an adult, you may also want to use it for your skin because the oils there are all the most healing, I would say, frankincense, helichrysum, myrrh, sandalwood, lavender, this and rose, of course, the most expensive one, all blended into that roller. This is once a year only. So if you are keen, please get this set this month. It's until month end, but if you can get it before 13th, because that red mandarin, because of convention, you're also getting that. Again, red mandarin is a citrus oil similar to other citrus family oils. Benefits are almost the same, aroma is just different. Juniper, I have also shared a quick bit on that. Juniper supports healthy skin as well. Deep sleep, if you have someone who's having frequent nightmares, not able to sleep well, it also supports good kidney and liver function. So you can dilute and apply it at those areas. It's only 5 ml, 85 drops, right? So if you are keen to connect with me, you may look me up on social media. And if you want access to the sessions that we have done in our team, you can go to my YouTube channel and just look up the sessions there. They're all free as well.